Over at the mortgage,
All right.
I'm right here, come right here.
Yes. You're the closest one to me. Well, Sean, John, you can sit up front. Yes.
I'll help you get back to our side.
All right. Oh, Chris is coming. This is easy.
All right. Is there anyone else like up there?
John's coming in.
Darn it, John.
Come on, John.
He's always
Gosh darn it.
fashionably like.
John, Hallie's got a big introduction and you're out
It's
there.
not to shine.
Go ahead.
We were over wrestling. Over this red velvet.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. That's getting me sustained. We have Daniel here from Next Door Photos. If you remember last month for Headshot, he's the one who did them and talked about all of our new partnership opportunities with them. And he's going to talk a little bit more about the KWC bundle that he has with us. So if you're looking for new listing photos, just anything and everything, I feel like they can help point you in the right direction. So take it away.
Well, thank you. All right, well, first, who all was here when I presented last time? Okay, all right, so like half and half. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing, but I don't have prizes today, sorry. So, but if you were here last time, don't ruin the game, the little game we're gonna play here in a minute. But yes, my name is Daniel Ziegler, and Next Door Photos, we are a real estate photography company, and we are your photography affiliate here at KW Commonwealth. And so we have a really awesome partnership, which I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. But the main thing I really want to share with you is how to win more listings, sell them faster, and basically just how to grow your real estate business this year. So let's dive right in. This clicker, nope.
I didn't look last time, I bet you were here.
That's all right. I can use mouse.
He said, don't ruin it.
Give it away. Yeah. So anyway, so we are full service. So we do photos, videos, drones, 3D tours, all the things that you could possibly need to use to market your listings, all in one appointment, which makes it really convenient for you and of course for your sellers as well. So the question I posed last time, and I'll pose it again, is do you think you're standing out in the real estate market? There's tons and tons of agents out there. And so it can be a rhetorical question, or if you want to answer, if you can speak up, you're welcome to. But what are you doing to help yourself stand out amongst all the other agents that are out there? Anybody think that they are standing out, or what? And if not, what do you think it takes to stand out in today's market?
Mouse marketing.
Good marketing or
Lots of it.
mass marketing? Lots of marketing, yeah, absolutely. And not just any marketing though, I think quality marketing, which is really what we want to talk about today. So again, what I really want to help you do this year is to win more listings, attract more buyers, and sell everything faster. You wouldn't want that. And to do that, we've got some really great tools that we can put in your tool belt. So the first one, again, if you were here last time, and if you do happen to remember the answer, then hold off. But then anybody else can shout out their answer. What type of media that we can do for you that you can put on your listing on the MLS, on Zillow, whatever, is going to help your listing get 19% more views? Yes.
I wasn't here last time.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's a good guess. It's not it. Keep guessing. Twilight photo. That's the one. That's right. So twilight photos, the ones that look like a pretty sunset, those are going to help your listing get 19% more views. And it doesn't even have to be a real sunset picture. It can be one like we do where we edit it to look like it was taken at sunset. So 55% of buyers say that this type of media, this thing, is very helpful, very useful to see on a listing presentation.
Floor plan.
Floor plan is it.
Oh, man.
I think we're
Yep.
here last
I
time.
actually was
No,
not.
I remember he wasn't. Yeah. So, yep. So 55% of buyers say that they
Great
find
slides.
floor plans helpful. So that's good to know. All right. Now, what is going to help your listing sell 68% faster?
Right price. Oh.
Talk about media, but yeah, right price is definitely going to help.
Virtual tour.
Virtual tour. It's a good guess.
0 for 2.
Anybody got another guess? Just throw it out there.
Aerials.
Aerials. That's the one.
Super.
Yep. So listings with drone photos are gonna help you sell 68% faster. All right, last one here. 73% of sellers say that they're more likely to list with an agent who uses this type of media.
An actual, out of bird versus their.
I think that's probably accurate as well, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. It's a great guess. Professional photography is always gonna help, but we'll assume that that's the baseline. What else is gonna help appeal to 73% of sellers? Nope, that was the last one, 68% faster. Yep.
Did anybody say the virtual walkthrough tour yet?
So tell me more what you mean by that.
I use a Matterport 3D virtual walkthrough tour.
Yep, so 3D
And whenever
tours.
I talk to sellers, they kind of lighten up when I tell them that that's.
It's a very cool tool. I imagine that does help. I don't know the stat on that one, but it probably does appeal to a lot of sellers. That's not the answer I'm looking for on this one though, but you're on the right
But
track.
it's a walkthrough tour of some type, but it's not a virtual tour. So what do you guys do with the selfie stick type of thing and look through you look like someone's walking through?
So, yeah, so that's gonna be some variation of a 3D tour, but there's another type of tour. You're kind of on the right track here. Not photo, but it's something that you see a lot on social media.
Yeah, so what kind? Come on.
It's a videos.
A video tour.
Yeah, videos, yep.
Just a video-
Any kind of video.
Walk-
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, and so I distinguish it because we do offer 3D tours like Matterport, Zillion
Yeah.
3D home tours, and those are kind of the interactive ones where you can click around and
Yep.
explore the home. Whereas a video is one that's kind of it's created and it just guides the person automatically through. It's not so interactive. It's just something that you watch. So that's why I was asking you to clarify, because we kind of,
Just watch the beginning to end. Now,
Right.
when you guys do it, do you do it? And like fast forward, like make it a 15-minute walkthrough, you get to see in like
yeah.
45 seconds.
Right, yeah, so we have different options. We have social media specific videos that are gonna be, a minute to a minute and a half tops. And then we have our sort of full length feature walkthrough videos, but even those are gonna be 2.5, 3 minutes tops. Yeah. So, but 73% of sellers are more likely to work with an agent who uses video. So that's a good tool. Yeah, please.
Okay, so when you guys do it, you guys have the camera like on a roller, so it's nice and smooth?
So
Or
we
do you
use
guys
something
do it
called a
like
gimbal.
somebody is actually like handling it so that there's movement, like it's a real person?
Yes, so we use what's called a gimbal, and it's kind of like a stabilizer for the camera. And so the photographer holds that and captures the video that way.
Okay, great, perfect, thank you.
Yep. All right, so talking about floor plans. I think really what it comes down to, I think why they're so appealing to buyers is they really want to be able to envision themselves in the space and understand how they're going to live in there, right? Because it's not just a product they're buying, it's their home, it's where they're going to spend their time. So they want to be able to see and envision, where are we going to put this piece of furniture? Where is our Christmas tree going to go? And really helps them visualize their family living in that space. So a floor plan is going to help them do that. So talking about aerial photos, selling you your listing faster, the average days on market that I looked up for Lexington last night, actually I looked up this morning, was 45. What I found according to Redfin, but so 68% faster than 45 days is going to be 14. Actually, I don't think it should be close to that. I don't think I actually checked the math on that, but it's somewhere in that range there. So that's something that, when you're talking to your seller and how you're going to help them market their listing, maybe if you're competing against other agents, if you offer not only to do aerial photos, but you share with them how that affects the marketing for their listing and how long it sits on the market, it's a great tool in your tool belt. Obviously, that's an average, and then there's pricing comes into play. So there's lots of factors, but all those things equal, it's going to help you sell faster. All right, and then when it comes to winning more listings, if you go on 42 listing appointments in a year, first of all, we would love to go on 42 listing appointments in a year. You are more likely, statistically speaking, to win 31 of those as compared to agents who are not offering to do video. So you go in and do your listing presentation, tell them how you're going to market the home, say that you're going to be doing a video. that is going to appeal to 73% of sellers. And so if you're up against agents who are not offering to do the same thing, you're more likely to win those listings. All right, so taking all of that information that we just learned and putting it into a nice bundle that you can order from Nextdoor Photos, you're going to get your 25 professional photos, a full feature floor plan that includes room dimensions, so you don't have to measure. It includes that Twilight image, so that's going to help you sell or get 19% more views. A social media reel video, so it's going to appeal to 73% more sellers. 5 aerial photos to help you sell 68% faster. A listing website with some great marketing tools and templates for creating all kinds of things, all for $265. So again, that bundle deal is built to help you win more listings, appeal to more buyers and attract more buyers and sell faster. And so that's really the heart behind that deal. And then the other part of that is, so we do have other options as well, which I'll share here in a minute, but that's kind of like the deluxe package, right? I mean, there's other things that you can add, but you can also build your own package. So we have our essentials, which is just going to be 25 photos, the floor plan, the Twilight image, and the listing website, starting at $160. And then we have that bundle deal, and then you can build your own. So if you have a listing that maybe is distressed or otherwise just doesn't need a full suite of marketing tools, we have packages that, you know, just photos only that you can start and build your own sort of package starting at $115. And the best part is you can book now and pay later. So you schedule your photos on our website and use our special customer code, which is KWC XNDP, which I have on this paper that I'll hand out for you. And that's going to allow it to be invoiced to you and just go on your office bill for the following month. So this is what the website page looks like. You just kind of enter in your address and tell us how big the property is, email address, and then you put in that code right there. And that's going to give you access to your bundle deal along with that invoicing. Here's more pricing that will be, there's a QR code here you can scan to see all of this pricing. But any question, I'm trying to blow through this quickly because I know you have other things to cover here, but any questions on the bundle or anything else that I've shared with you today? Yes.
Sorry, I'm the only one asking questions. I don't mean to monopolize you guys. I just have questions. So, on your statistics of the Lexington average days on market of 45 and people who go with your packages 14 days on market, right? That statistic, okay.
Yeah.
So on that statistics, do you push through on what the price point is on those? Meaning, do the people who do this not only sell faster, but do they sell for more?
That I
Do
don't
you know? Okay, that's okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I just took these stats from different studies.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
found.
that's fair, no problem. I just thought I'd ask. in case
Yeah, it's a
you
great
had that.
question. Yeah, I think price point always plays a huge piece into it because higher price points are naturally going to take longer to sell. And those, you know, sweet spot 200 to 300. Yeah, it always depends, but
Yeah, yeah.
that 200 to 300 range always goes, you know, much quicker anyway. So
Yep. Okay, so the next question that I have is, Fred, where did it go? How far out do you guys go?
So basically on our website, when you put in the address, it'll tell you if it's within our service area. And I don't know exactly where those boundaries are drawn. I know there's a pretty good constituent of agents down in like the Somerset area. Unfortunately, we don't currently cover that far south.
Okay.
So just kind of the greater Lexington area, but we do cover all the way over to Louisville as well. So like anything between here and Louisville is definitely going to be covered. And then as you go out east towards like Moorhead and that, I don't remember exactly where it is. I can get back to you on that and maybe I can send out an email with sort of a map drawing of what that looks like. Because it's a little hard to describe. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks.
great question.
Appreciate it.
But we don't charge distance fees. So if it's within our service area, you're not going to pay any extra fees or anything like that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
How long does the appointment take if you do the bundle roughly?
So the bundle, you can probably figure 30 to 40 minutes for the photos, about 5 or 10 minutes for the floor plan, probably 10 or 15 minutes for the video, and then another 5 or 10 minutes for the aerial. You'll be in and out of there probably about an hour 15, an hour 20 or so.
Cool.
I just have a couple things that I think are important. Something Daniel mentioned was you can get this bundle through us, right? And it will hit your office bill,
Mhm.
right? So it's not like you're you're not writing a check or something else or waiting for it to close. It'll just come out on your office bill the next month. Does that make sense? So that makes it really easy and that makes a great partnership. But I think for you all, especially the ones taking listings, that's an advantage, cause that's something, all right, we pull the trigger on the bundle and it's taken care of, right? The other piece is, and I know that it was a topic of conversation in the local Facebook group around, there are certain MLSs now requiring floor plans when you list something on the MLS. Now, that is not true here, but I do think if you want to separate yourself as a listing agent and offer some value when you go into a listing appointment, something like what Daniel and his team does around the floor plans is huge. And if you start doing that, and then a year from now, it becomes something that, you know, our MLS decides to do, then guess what? You're already ready. You're already running the play. I just think if there was something right now in a skills-based market for you to think about doing to be more attractive to potential listing opportunities, the floor plan is one of them. Does that make sense? And you might internally, or even on your listing presentation, have a tier of price point on what price point gets. Right? So if you're 150 and under, you might not do area photos. You might not get the whole bundle, right? You just might roll with those 25 pictures in the twilight. But if it's 450 or 500 and above, you might tier that out and offer different options for your sellers, right? Does that make sense? Any questions for Daniel? Great presentation.
Thank you. Any question? Oh, yeah, great question. So turnaround time is gonna be the next morning. So it's not like a full 24 hours or anything. It's gonna be the next morning. The only exception to that is when we do shoot on Saturdays. So Saturday shoots are gonna be delivered on Monday morning instead of Sunday morning. Yep. And our lead times are 2 hours, so we can get out there same day. You know, if they're getting an engineer, so wants to work here right now, we can get there for you.
Has anybody ever done like video or social media reel?
Mhm.
And the listing agent is okay with it? Has anybody ever mentioned like sending that out to all the agents?
I'm not sure if anybody's asked me that, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't. And we do offer the ability for you to be in the video too, if you ever want to.
Oh, that's.
You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking in terms of content, you know,
Mhm.
I know I would love to post anybody's listings that has a good video, like a good reel,
All right.
as long as they're cool with it. It'd be cool if we had like a you know, repository or, you know.
Right. Well, we do have a portal where you'll be able to see all of your listings and they kind of show up, and so you don't have to search through your inbox to find everything. And that listing website that I mentioned is a great tool because it literally creates a website for every listing. And so that link is something that you can share, you know, within your office, on social media, anything like that.
Yeah, and I'll just say this because I know what other companies do, and for what you get with that bundle, that price point is great. It's a really great price point for everything that comes with it. So anything else?
You can add additional photos. So like the base
Yeah.
package includes 25, but if it's a larger home, you can add on, you know, more photos if you need them.
All right, thank you for being here. Thank you for breakfast. We appreciate you for that. We'll probably be snacking on those donuts and bananas and oranges all day. So I do have some things that I want to talk about. So of course, we get this every week, and I'm a broken record because I love this company and who we are as a company, and our culture separates us. So we're gonna hit our 2 items of culture. Number 5, taking the high road on confrontational issues or points of difference. That's a big one. And here's what I'm going to tell you, based on the volume of calls I know Bo gets as principal broker, the volumes of calls I know that Jesse and Donna get as support, and even some questions I get, I know that this number 5 is a challenge in some transactions and in some deals. And not just with co-ops, but with our clients, right? So when we think about taking the high road on confrontational issues or points of difference, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have the good, hard expectation setting conversations up front, that right there becomes a lot easier. Okay? Who you are as a person probably shows up a lot there, But what I'm going to tell you is, when it comes to taking the high road, that is who we are as a company. We're always going to play that hand. And my challenge to you is, this is how I want our agents to show up. It's the worst call that I can get if I'm getting a phone call from another broker and it's about bad behavior from my agent. Literally the last phone call I want. Okay? And that never happens, which is great news. I'd like for that to continue to happen. But we are going to call attention to that. Number 6, living up to the covenant if you are on the ALC. I really love this because we have just announced and installed our 2025 ALC, and we are thrilled that they're here. 2 of them are out with the flu. So Destiny and Trisha, shout out to you. Hope you feel better. John is also on our ALC, Dustin Warren, and Tatiana Rosa as well. All right, birthdays. Greg Sneck. He's got a birthday, I think today, right? So if you know him, you see him. Scott, I know you know him. Make sure you say happy birthday to Greg. We got some work anniversaries. I particularly love this gif. But what I'm going to tell you is, if you see any of these people, make sure you congratulate them. They've been with this company, and we are so lucky to be in business with them. Yeah. All right, this is my favorite part of every team meeting, and this is where we get an opportunity to fill somebody else's bucket, where we give them a shout out, how they've helped us. They can be in the room or not, but I always get 3 bucket fills before I move on. So please tell me something good. Who's helping you? Whose bucket do you want to fill?
Well,
Go ahead, Jessica.
Lexi made a card decal for me, so I'm gonna be putting that on for my business.
Okay, we got a card decal, color scheme. What are we rocking?
The Keller Williams colors.
Oh, so we got black and red? Is that
Yeah,
Red.
white and red?
Going on black windows.
yeah, my van's black, so I was like, well,
Hey, that is awesome. I love that. Shout out to Lexi. Go ahead,
Well,
John.
speaking of that, I'm gonna piggyback off that. I had a client recently, she gave birth to a daughter. And I had asked Hallie to make a couple of, like a onesie and a small t-shirt and stuff, and, thank you, Hallie, appreciate it.
Okay. Shout out Lexi. Shout out Hallie for supporting our agents. Those onesies were very cute, by the way.
Yeah,
She made them?
Yes.
Well-
So
embroidery, she didn't actually hand sew,
They were.
but it's still good. Yeah.
Oh,
all right. We got 2 bucket fills. I need one more. I don't move on. Doug?
Will fill yours and Lexi's buckets for helping me with my past transaction and current transaction.
There we go. Shout out to Doug for doing business, baby. It's January and we are active and moving, and the market's not slowed down for some people. All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Go. Well, Scott, we got number 4. Let's roll.
Hallie, just very responsible. Front desk operator, man, just, everything's good from there, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's like office, welcomer, also running errands around the market center. There's a lot to do there. So we appreciate Hallie. All right, I'm up. So here's what I want to do today. We are in January, but we're coming up to the end of January. So what I'm going to tell you is we are almost 1/12 of the way through the year. We're a third of the way through Q1. And right now is the exact wrong time to do any kind of slowing down,
amen.
right? This is where we ramp up. Do you have a 30, 60, 90-day pipeline? If you do, phenomenal. That means you're going to have a 30, 60, 90-day paycheck. And if you don't have that pipeline, you're not going to get paid. Here's my challenge to everyone. You being productive is key to your success in real estate. It's all mindset. Real estate is simple. It's just not easy. And what's not easy is staying consistent in your activities. I'm there. I struggle with it every day. And this is why I've tried to hack my brain so that I can unlock a different level of productivity. Because that's how you're going to get through the slower seasons, or how you're going to buck the trend of a slow season and ride a consistent 2025, right? So here's what we're going to do. So this concept called deep work comes from a guy named Cal Newport. He wrote a book called Deep Work. And the whole idea here is very key for our industry. This is something that as a realtor, you need to be practicing. Deep work is something that you have to carve out time for every single day. So the key insight here is high value work happens during uninterrupted focus. And you might be thinking, well, thanks for that message, Captain Obvious. But guess what? It is a message we need to continue to hear, because how often in the industry, when things are flying 100 miles an hour, do we actually get uninterrupted focus?
Only when we make it happen.
Yeah, only when you make it happen. I'll just tell you right now, the second I come into this office every day, there's not a chance unless I lock my door, shut my blinds, turn off the overhead light, that I actually have uninterrupted focus. Right? Your deep work will translate to deep pockets. Your ability to have longer. We lost that for a second. Your ability to have longer periods of time, 90 to 120 minutes. Do the math on that. Right? Hour and a half to 2 hours every day of deep focus work. Eliminate distractions by silencing notifications and creating a distraction-free environment. I promise you, I understand your struggle because we are shackled to these things. And if you have your messages and your notifications going to your laptop, it's even more distracting. But if you can set your phone to the side for an hour and a half or 2 hours every morning, you'll be able to accomplish some deep work. Now, if the deep work is legion and you use your phone, well, that's something else. But what I would tell you is get a headset. Get some AirPods. Use the wireless headphones so that you're not looking at a screen or holding it up and you can focus, right? The goal is to minimize context switching to maximize your output. Anybody understand what context switching is? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Multitasking, that's another word for it. Jesse, you started to say something. What do you?
Switching from different tasks, Legion and switching to whatever.
Yeah, going from one set of context to the other and then back and forth. I heard something the other day that cracked me up. And I'm going to make a generalization here, but really I'm just going to describe me. There was a comment that was made that generally I struggle to multitask. And I was offended at first. Then I started to think about it more, and I was like, actually, that's pretty spot on. I don't multitask well. In fact, I do it terribly. Because I have 20 things in the air, all within the range of 50 to 75% done. And then the distractions are all over the place. And then in one side of my brain, I think, oh, I did that. I wrote that email, I composed it. I even put a nice little sign off on it. And I didn't hit send. And then 2 days later, I get a follow-up email like, hey, I needed that thing you told me you were going to send me. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, I was trying to send that email while I was also trying to fill this question, answer that call, and do this other thing. There was no deep work in that scenario. I was distracted. I was multitasking. And the truth is I don't multitask well. So if that's true for you, you know you. What do you need to do to get your headspace in a place where you can do some deep work? Here's what just boggles my mind. This last piece. According to a study from UC Irvine, it shows that it takes 23 minutes to refocus after a distraction.
I mean, if that's true, nobody can multitask well.
So there is actually, if you study the science on multitasking, there is no such thing as multitasking. It's actually microtasking.
Yeah.
So we
Makes sense.
microtap for seconds at a time.
Yeah,
And being on the phone amplifies that because your videos are what?
yeah.
30 seconds, 2-minute videos, like, oh my God. get
Why
that.
do you think TikTok's successful?
Right.
Why do you think Reels work? It's designed for the attention span. They got the software tracking your eye movements. They know how long you watch a video before you slide to the next video. But that's just true in your work. And if you knew, and now you do know, that it takes you on average 23 minutes to refocus after a distraction, how much more motivated are you to practice some deep work? To shut the door and lock it, or to put the blinds down and focus in on what needs to happen.
That's what I try to do anytime I come into the office and I know Bentley's here.
Yeah. Well,
And it still doesn't work.
yeah, and to piggyback off that, that's why I've got a window office, so I see people walk in, I can just get up and shut the door. And make sure that when they walk by,
Is
I
that why
can
the
see
doors
it.
on the show?
sometimes. I'm making a point here, and I'm being funny with it, but the reality is if deep work is not a part of your routine, you are not optimizing your time, you are not optimizing your business, and you are not going to be as productive as you hope you will be. That doesn't mean you might not find success. I'm just saying you're going to struggle with your focus. All right, number 2, we're going to leverage the 2-minute rule. Right? This is a concept from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the key insight here is start tasks that can be done in 2 minutes or less immediately. For larger tasks, just spend 2 minutes on starting it. Right? The action is to break inertia by starting small to overcome procrastination. Here's what I know to be true about myself. And this concept is also something you'll probably have heard Dave Ramsey talk about. The debt snowball. Start small and then build to the larger tasks. Right? This is true when it comes to admin work or just what you have to do on your to-do list. If you can get some momentum early, what do you think that does for you? What do you think that does for your mindset? If you can grab some early small wins, you're going to have the momentum required to stay in rhythm and to stay in focus and not be distracted so that you can nail down that larger task. Right? Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. This also varies per person. I know people who have to tackle the biggest thing on their to-do list first thing. And that's okay too. That's on the next slide. But the study showed that starting small builds momentum and that it makes it easier to sustain your habits over time. The whole point of what I'm saying is if you can time block your to-do list, you're going to be able to knock out the admin stuff and the big rocks and not lose any momentum or your focus. Okay? This is a way to hack your brain. Number 3, use time blocking and eat the frog. That's a fun thing. Don't forget it. Eat the frog and do the hard thing. Do the hard thing first, right? The key insight is tackle your hardest, most important task first. Okay? Some of us actually might need the 2 or 3 admin things done to get the momentum to feel good about this one. But if the one thing that is your hardest task, you kick down the road, guess when it gets done? Tomorrow. And it's a perpetual tomorrow for some of us. Right? I know I need to set that appointment. And you know what? I've got some time to do tomorrow to set that appointment. And then you don't set the appointment tomorrow. And you're like, okay, well, let's make it work Friday. Friday, people are in a good mood. I'll set the appointment on Friday. Right? Start with the big task. Eat the frog first. And dedicate the first hour of your workday to the most challenging task. And the reason why we do this is because research shows that the prefrontal cortex is most active earlier in the day, making it the best time for analytical tasks. If you can hack your brain and learn some of these things, you're going to unlock a level of productivity that you might not have established before we had this conversation. And my goal is for you is that, look, we're gonna roll the science, the psychology, your talent, your ability to focus all into one thing, and we're gonna hack our brain and we're gonna become more productive. Let me simplify everything for you. Your big task every day, depending on your goals, is to set an appointment. Right? It's to set an appointment. And what I'm going to tell you is that who is that? We got you. Oh, I dig the ringtone. But we're gonna set an appointment. When we set an appointment in the beginning of the week, we build momentum. We feel good about the next few calls we make to maybe set a second appointment. And what I would tell you, and I know that we've got top producers in the office, and I know a lot of people have big goals, but most of the agents I talk to, you know what the natural rhythm in your week should look like? Setting 2 appointments every week. If you woke up on Monday morning and made calls or did lead gen, put yourself out there, whatever it is you needed to do to set 2 appointments that week, even accounting for a 50% fallout rate, you're gonna put 4 deals or 4 things under contract over the course of the month. 2 appointments a week is 8 appointments a month. Let's account for even 50%. Let's say your conversion ratio is 50%. You've got 4 things under contract. Let's say out of those, 50% close. You got 2 things under contract every month. That puts you at 24 units and puts you in the top 20% in this office and puts you in the top 500 agents in the local board. It's a very easy formula. There's this input, you get this output. Again, your reminder that real estate is simple, not easy. Here's your challenge. How do you take what you're passionate about and what you enjoy doing and make that your lead gen opportunity? That's a question you need to solve. Maybe it is picking up the phone and making calls. Maybe if you're like me, you think, okay, I know my conversion ratio, and I know for every 10 people I call, I set an appointment. Well, shoot. If my goal is to set 4 appointments today, what's my number of calls? 40. You know why I know that? Because I know my numbers. I'm focused on my numbers. Is it hard to make 40 calls? Some days. But guess what? I know my numbers and I know what I need to hit to get to what I told my team I was going to do. Right? When we start thinking about our conversion ratio, when we start thinking about our goals, it's all input versus output. And that's why this conversation around hacking your brain and becoming more productive is really important. So if you have your phone or you have a piece of paper and a pen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to answer these questions real quick. And I'm going to go through them. And anybody who wants to share, you can share. We can keep it rhetorical. It doesn't matter to me. But based on what we've learned so far in team meeting today, what are you going to implement?
Time block or call.
Time blocks or calls. Okay. It's a good one, Clint. I like that. Who else? Anybody else going to implement anything? Man, no takers. No takers on the brain hack. All right.
Well, I call this friends and like, it's just uninterrupted time. Everything on, just let go of it.
Okay, deep work. You're thinking about deep work. Okay. What else? I need one more person. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna work on setting up my Keller Williams.
There you go. Yeah, Chris, by the way, new to Keller Williams, make sure you introduce yourself. He's gonna get everything rolled into command, getting a CRM rock and rolling, and start putting it in his database, right? All right.
And Sheila is new. to Keller
That's right.
Williams. Well, I'm new to this Keller one.
Yeah, Sheila's not new to Keller Williams. Sheila is one of the rock star agents in the entire company, actually. Her and her husband have a team in Alaska. They are relocating here to Kentucky.
Nice.
So I feel real special about that. We are happy that Keller Williams Commonwealth is their new home here in Kentucky. And she is a top producer. So please pick her brain, ask her questions. I know Alaska and Kentucky are 2 different states, but here's the thing. Real estate is real estate. There's overlap. And it's all about relationship management and expectation. And her and Kevin are experts on that. All right. So where do we need more focus? Let's just be vulnerable here. Where do you need more focus?
Legion.
Lead gen, okay?
Every aspect of business.
Every aspect of business. All right. Anyone else? Where do we need more focus?
Social media.
Social media, I like that one. By the way, hard to have a real estate business these days without some sort of online or social media presence. Okay, we still got some holdouts that just ride the old way of doing things, and if it works, it works. But today, doing that is tough. All right, how are you gonna hack your brain moving forward? Everybody already doing this stuff? Who in here feels like they do deep work at a high level?
Decent.
Decently?
Decent.
Okay. What about tackling the small tasks to build some momentum? Anybody feel like they do that well? Okay, yeah, I think that's true for you, Scott. Who here wakes up and they're like, I got my one thing and I'm going to get after it until it's done? Anybody feel like they do that well? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. This is rhetorical. I want you all to think about this. You know your numbers, or maybe you don't. And if you don't know your number, that's a gap. But if you know your numbers, you know your gaps. You know where you need to be spending some time. You know if you're ahead, behind, or right on track. If you need help figuring that out, or understanding, okay, I know a lot about my business, but I don't know my conversion ratio, and I want to get a better handle on that, please come to my office, set an appointment, and we will work on consulting on your business. And here are two questions I really like, because both of these questions you're going to have probably something. What do you need to stop doing
Oh, that's good.
that you're doing?
That is so good.
Procrastinating.
Well, yeah, that's one of them. But I would imagine that there's a ton of us in this room, myself included, that are very busy. And we are busy every day, but that does not always equal productive. So what are you busy doing that you need to stop doing that doesn't actually equal production or moving closer to that goal? Right? You probably have a list of 3 to 5 things right now, everyone in this room, that you need to stop doing. We hide in the margins and we hide in the busy work because we want to avoid the hard stuff. And if you think that's not you, hate to break it to you, it's you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just talking to a lot of agents, on our team, not on our team, I think, talk about the gaps. I think what we do is our actions hit our natural level of achievement. So your natural level of achievement, I can get out of bed and do 16 units a year. Okay, awesome. You know how many phone calls that takes, how many emails that takes, whatever that takes. But if your goal is to then go 16 to 24, a lot of people still do the actions to hit 16, but aren't like doing 1.5 times that,
Right.
which is actually what it takes to do 24. So the goal's there, but the actions behind.
Yeah,
it
it's the law of the lid, right? If you come in and you naturally do that, everything you need to do to 16, but your goal is 24, you have to figure out how to break through that lid and re-enter above it, right? And that's either going to your activities are going to increase, or you're going to find leverage within your business so that you can focus on what you're good at and what you enjoy doing, right? I don't want to do paperwork. Paperwork takes me longer than it should. Do I like, as a person who likes control, knowing what's on the documents when everything gets signed, coordinating with title, coordinating with lender, talking to clients? Yes. But I'm just going to be honest with you. If I had a goal of 24 plus units, I am not doing my own paperwork. I am leveraging that out. And it's not because I can't do it. It's because if I actually did want to exceed 24 units, I have to stop doing my paperwork. I have to make a conscious decision to get leverage. And even if it means I'm paying, right, upfront or cost of sale to have my paperwork done, I'm willing to do it because whatever I'm paying is not going to be equal to the more money I make based on hitting 36 units. Right? We have to talk about which lever we're gonna pull. It's a good point, Stephen. I like that. And then, obviously, this last question, what do you need to start doing? Or maybe this is a better question. What do you need to start doing consistently? Every day. Right? Sherry shared in a Marketing of the Moment Zoom earlier in the year about how she started her year. She was waking up, she was making her bed, she was hitting her database. And Sherry, how many have you closed so far this month?
2.
2 with the third one this week? Yeah. If you want a consistent payday, I know this is a shocker, you have to show up to work consistently. Our job, even as commissioned salespeople, is no different than the guy or gal who shows up at Home Depot and works a 9 to 5. If you clock in and do the work, you might not get paid in 2 weeks, but I know you're gonna get paid. You will get paid for working every single day. And not enough agents treat their job like a job and do WORK. Show up to the job, ready to go and do the work. And if it means you have to hack your brain to do it, then do it. Right? Any questions? Any thoughts on this? Was this helpful? You seeing nods? Okay. Look, our goal for you is to be the best and most productive agent that you can be. You're not in a competition with any other agent in this office or any other agent in this board. It is the version of who you are now versus the best possible version that you can be. Right? That's the scorecard. That's the scoreboard. Are you showing up that way? Are we getting 1% better every day? I don't care about the rankings. Have you gotten better? Have you made yourself better? Have you improved the lives of the people counting on you? We all have people in our world that love and care about us. We've made promises. And if we can implement some of these things we've learned today, it's going to allow us to deliver on those things. Right? Okay. All right, Lexi, you are up. I'm really excited about this. This is working, by the way.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm gonna need it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over something that we've actually gone over before, but now that we're getting into the year, I think it's an important topic of, I don't know if I know my password. Yeah. Uh-oh. Nobody panic, it's fine. Okay, we're panicking. Okay, pivoting, it's fine. We're gonna do something else then that we haven't done before. How many of you guys want to do just listed, just sold posts, but the time it takes to make one, or you don't have it set up, or one of those things is an excuse to why you haven't done just listed, just sold posts? Are you ready?
I do.
Everybody has a just listed, just sold post, they're ready to go and they post them every single time? The what?
That list reports thing that Dana Clayton's on everybody.
Yeah, that's nice. Just listed, just sold posts. How many of you are doing just listed, just sold posts? 2. Why are you not doing just listed, just sold posts? Jesse?
Lazy.
Yes. I'll confess, I have to interrupt Howard too much to do it,
Okay,
but that's my bad. She's given me a couple here lately. And I've probably thrown you way under the bus.
I don't mind with it. It's like my relaxing.
yeah,
Anyway, thank you, that's what I was trying to say earlier, but you know, it's just one of those things that says, for me to do it, it's gonna take a major, it creates another gap, and I'm interrupted 23 minutes later, and I said, all right, I got it. gotta get back on this, it's just one of those things that it's not fluid for me.
Right. So I think one of the important thing about just listed, just sold posts is in social media, in the world of social media, consistency is key, right? Whether we're talking about posting consistently, whether we're making sure that our brand is consistently represented, whatever that may be, right? So if we're posting a picture of the house and that's our just sold, just listed post, that's awesome. But if we can create a just listed or a just sold post that looks the same, so our just listed posts are different from our just sold, but they have the same color scheme or whatever it looks like between the two. And people are scrolling our page and they can see every single time you have a just sold just by scrolling. They don't even have to stop, but they can see, oh wow, he had 5 sold last month because they know what that post looks like. That's creating a consistency across all of your things, right? And if we're posting it on Instagram, if we're posting it on Facebook and all of those things. So as most of you, I'm sure, are Canva people, not designs people, there are just listed, just sold, pre-created templates in our design space within Command. I can't get into my Command right now, so we're gonna go this route. So everybody has access to Canva templates, whether you are in the pro account or not, you have access to Canva templates. Okay. And some of it's just as easy as in the templates, just typing in a just sold and see what pops up. There's a lot in here. There's more if you're in here as a Canva Pro. The easiest way to distinguish is if it has this little gold crown on the bottom, it's a pro template. If it doesn't, it doesn't require a pro account. Okay. So find one that you like, find one that kind of matches your vibe, whatever you want to do, and go with it. My suggestion is the ones that have smaller images in them versus the bigger images, because not all of the houses, the listings that you are going to buy or you're going to sell are actually going to have good listing photos, right? Not everybody calls Nextdoor Photos and gets their listing photos. So you kind of need to pick one of these with a thought process of which one of these is going to look good regardless of the quality of the photo that I have from the listing, because some of them just are not going to be that good. So I would stay away from ones that look like this, where the image is the entire image. These ones are nice because you can do the front, you can do the backyard, you can do like a really unique feature of the house, so there's 3 different photos. But again, not all of your listings are going to have 3 nice photos that you could pop into a graphic. So just kind of keep that in mind, but you guys are going to just find one that has the vibe that you're looking for here. These ones are good. They're a little bit tricky because again, not all of the houses are going to fit in that arch the way that this house fits in that arch to show it off, right? So we're going to be a little bit picky, but also just find the one that you like. I don't think this account that I'm in, I think this is yours, sorry. I just opened Canva. We're just gonna pick one that doesn't have a crown, and then you're just gonna hit customize template. Now, as awesome as the red and black are, you are not required to utilize Keller Williams colors on your marketing. Keller Williams Commonwealth logo, each office is independently owned and operated, and just to CYA, the realtor and equal housing logos should be on everything that you post. But you are not required to utilize the black and red. Obviously, we're partial to the black and red, but you are not required to utilize it. I would stay away from blue and I would stay away from purple. But you guys can use anything you want. So the girly girls can use pink. You guys can just go black, whatever.
Tough to tell people not to use blue and like see through the bottom.
I know.
Why?
Remax is blue. Oh, Berkshire Hathaway is blue. A lot of the bigger brokerages have blue. EXP is blue. Just for the, but if it's your, I know, if it's your favorite color, I mean, we don't have any requirements around what color you guys use. I would just stay away from those two if it was me. But you guys can do anything that you want as far as that goes. The reason I bring up templates and the reason this is my tech tip for the day is this is such a simple thing to do that increases your visibility and people seeing that you're closing, that you're actively in the market and all of those things. Because what we can do here is we can add our logos and everything that is required to be on here. And this is now our template. And when we sell a property, all we have to do is upload a listing image, drag and drop it into the photo thing, maybe change the address, like this one has the address on it. Some of them will have like sales, final sales price and that kind of stuff, like depending on what your template is, you can just change them very quickly.
Yeah, do we have a training around Canva that hits the training calendar at all?
Hallie has a Canva class, yeah.
Okay.
This is what we actually go over and we make one together. And then we make business cards together and it's just kind of based on whoever's wondering what they need. But yeah, this is exactly what we cover step by step. How do you upload your photos? How do you create a brand kit? How do you make it easier on yourself the initial time that you start thinking, but how can you recreate it? And where it takes you less time to do it the next time.
So again, while this is quote unquote simple and easy, all of us start from a different place. And the good news is Hallie and Lexi, number one, are really highly skilled in doing this, but we have a training for it. So if this is something that you want to learn more about, need help with, need a little more encouragement or advice, or just a few more reps at getting it right or the way you like it, please make sure you come to that class, right? And if you can't come to that class, here's what you need to know. There's not a person on your leadership team that isn't supposed to be holding at least 5 appointments internally every week. We have calendars that are built to support our agents. And so if you need something from one of us, please get on our calendar. Book an appointment with Hallie, book an appointment with me or Lexi or Tristan or whomever. We want to help. Don't be frustrated any longer than 5 or 10 minutes before you go ask for help.
Especially in command.
Okay? And the reason why this is a great tech tip is because here's what I'm going to tell you. The conversation really shifted this way anyways after the lawsuit. More and more agents are shifting their focus around taking more listings. So when you have Daniel come in and talk about what they offer and how valuable that is, and when you have promotional posts around just listed, just sold, that is going to help you go secure more listings. Every agent on the planet, minus a few, prefer to take the listings. Now I know there are a ton of y'all who love the buyers, and definitely we need our buyers agents, but when we start thinking about potential, probable, and real income earning opportunities, that's why listings are gold, right? And these things, what Daniel has talked about and what Lexi is hitting on, this is going to move your business in the right direction. This is an online presence thing, okay? So make sure that if this isn't part of your business, you work towards adding it to your business, okay?
So, I mean, this is just something that's super simple, guys. You upload the picture of your listing, you drag and drop it into the frame, you're done. Maybe change the address, whatever it is. So my suggestion for everyone, you should have a just listed graphic, a just sold graphic, an under contract if you want to go that far, and an open house graphic. A template that is built for you. When you need them, you drop the photo in, maybe change a piece of information or two, depending on what your template looks like, and post it. These, again, should look similar, but they don't need to be identical. Like I wouldn't take this one and put just listed on it. I would move it somehow. Maybe it gets moved up and over or something along those lines. The color should be the same across all of them, all of that kind of stuff. Please, CYA, have the Commonwealth logo. Each office is independently and the realtor logo on here somewhere. Okay, just so the CYA, so we don't ever get in trouble for any of that. Okay, if you guys need help making these templates, Hallie or I can help you. We can get all of these templates set up so that you can use them. You have one and you need one refreshed, you don't like it anymore, and you need help with it, please come talk to us. We can help you refresh any of those graphics that you guys need. So.
Cool. Thank you, Lexi.
Can I share something?
You sure can.
My husband and I have been using Canva since before Keller Williams started, long before Keller Williams started using Canva. And one of the things that we found to be a very useful thing with Canva is you can do all of your marketing collateral within Canva so that it all can match. You don't have to do it over here in this programming and try, I mean, write down, you guys, write down to the font you use makes a difference, and it needs to be, I mean, think of Nike.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to see the word anymore. You just see the little, whatever the heck that thing is, the push thing. And everybody knows Nike, right? It's brand recognition. And so with Canva, it's great because you can design your business card, you can design, we even customized our color.
Mhm.
Our color, nobody else has because we customized it.
Yeah.
And so when you see my sign, everybody knows my sign because it's a specific color that nobody else uses. Doesn't matter whose logo I have on it, doesn't matter what it says. They all see the color and they go, that's it, right? Because it's brand recognition. They see my business card. They know it goes together with they see my website. It all comes together.
Mhm.
And that's super, super important. Having it all come together so that it all looks the same. Think about Keller Williams marketing or Keller Williams worldwide, Keller Williams. Everybody knows that KW. They don't change the font on KW because it's the letterhead or it's the business card or it's the website. It's all the same.
Yeah.
They know that font, they see it, they see that color, boom, they know without even being able to read English, they know what it is.
Yeah.
So that's super important and Canva makes it so easy.
And you guys are also fortunate to work for a company that doesn't care what colors you guys choose. Like there is no requirement for you guys to have anything, specific outside of the state regulations, which do require the logo and those kinds of things. So, yeah. Reminder about the holiday smart plans. We do have there is going to be some editing. So if you haven't already started this and you want to, please get with me because we need to pull off the first holiday in the smart plan. The next holiday in this first smart plan is Lunar New Year, which is tomorrow. So please get this started if you guys are going to. This is, at this point, if you've missed the first one, this is 29 touches to your database that you don't have to do anything for. That are personal to, hey, happy whatever holiday we're talking about. And it covers a lot of different holidays and it's a really great resource for you guys to get in front of your guys' database.
Yes, thank you. All right, a couple of big announcements. We have headshots happening basically right now. They are, I think, back in that corner towards the back patio. So make sure you get your headshot. We are doing Valentine's for seniors. We're collecting Valentine's for the residents at Preston Green. This is something that Hallie has put together. Here's what I do know. I've got a grandmother in the senior living place, and they always enjoy visitors or getting gifts or things in the mail. So this is a big thing, something incredible we can do, very much an item of culture. February training calendar is available now at the mail stations. Hallie has put that together. It looks great. And then we have our Keller Williams Commonwealth Award Luncheon on February 13th. It's a Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right over here at Homewood Suites in their big event space. So please show up for that. Hallie has been sending out RSVPs. We're going to have a great day. There you go.
Even if you are not coming, please scan and fill out the superlative nomination. So even if you're not coming, please fill out that link.
But also plan to come.
Yes. Or go to Quantum Leap in the pool.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
Go somewhere.
I'm going to be here on that day. So if you want to see me, please come there. All right. We do have family reunion coming up. Here's a big one. I found out this morning that our region is going to pay for anybody who is a guest. So if you have somebody who's not within Keller Williams, but you think they should be, and they want to go to family reunion, our region is offering to pay their ticket. And we'd love to take them. Right now, I think we've got about 6 people going from this office. I'd like to get double that. And so if you know somebody who would be interested in family reunion, or you think would be a good partner fit for this company, please let them know, put them in touch with me, and we'll get them to Vegas. Okay. All right, best year ever series, GPS 411. This time blocking QR code, we talked about it. I'm just gonna move this in case anybody wanted to get that one. But look, this is important. Hallie, can we post these slides in the Facebook group? Okay. All right, Quantum Leap in Cincinnati, April 5th, reschedule. And that's all I've got for you. If you have any questions or need anything, please get on my calendar. Hallie and Lexi also have appointment availabilities. Thank you all for being here, and make sure you chat up Daniel and thank him for bringing breakfast for us today.
I will listen here. I can figure out what's going on, even this stuff I saw online, how to